next two players coming in with, well, if I'm correct, those are ASIMO and GACKT.
Yeah, well, it's took a see right there, but yes, it is. There you go.
We are keeping on moving into loose brackets. We already seen how ASIMO won by the inches of his teeth, and by the like 1 little centimeter against Cirque here, 3-2. However, on the other hand, we had GACKT doing wonders against Fatality 3-1.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that now that it makes sense. Moving on to the losers round 2, we were talking about a bit of that winners bracket earlier on, but as we move on to ASIMO and GACKT, this is going to be interesting because what we had mentioned before when we interviewed the players, a lot of the Japanese players did not want to play against each other.
Again, yes.
So how is this matchup gonna fare? I'm interested to see. Pac-Man projectiles into Ryu, Focus, closing in the gap here.
Oh, you mean Ness?
Oh, sorry, Ness, sorry, GACKT. I was thinking about
See what you're doing, Etoiles. See
yeah,
what
right?
you're doing
that,
with
I was also
Pac-Man.
thinking about the winners bracket at first there too, which is where we have T sitting at the moment. But when it comes to the Ness matchup, that's the multi-hits that you have to worry about. We were highlighting the Dark Samus, but the difference here is you got Rising Fair.
Yes.
You got up air. It's scary to think about because you won't be able to rely on that focus, but I also don't think that's going to be a problem for ASIMO specifically because he was doing a really good job at adapting around the Dark Samus play that Cirque was providing when it comes to some of those upbeats.
Exactly what I was going to say. It's because this specific tool, which was used so many times before by Cirque, well, kind of turned against him this time. Now, on the other hand, this was not a multi from the beginning, but for GACKT, that side B is already a multi from the first tick, and that can change a few things with that focus shot. Also, another point for the recoveries we'll have on the side of ASIMO. That's PK Thunder from the side of GACKT, as we annoy him so much with that little like hovering in the air and all, can just annoy those side Bs and all, can just stall him so much and even just force him to go for a specific line of recovery that he can actually finish later on with a yo-yo. So yeah, if he does manage to force him into this kind of, well, recoveries, force him to, how to say, I had forgot the word, when you force someone into a specific action to punish it later on.
Frame trap?
Not only frame trap. Let's say you're always jumping to make your opponent get used to it.
Conditioning at that point.
Conditioning,
Yes,
that was the word. Sorry, I forgot.
No worries. Yeah, no, conditioning is definitely something that we've seen GACKT do. I mean, we just literally saw him do something similar to against his matchup against Fatality.
Yes.
But PK Fire also being that problem that you were talking about, just the different tools that Ness has, that's going to be something else that we're going to be looking out for. I feel like when it comes to the off-stage gameplay, Ness is going to be able to dominate here, but then there's a few other things that we also noted from ASIMO's gameplay in his previous set too. That huge, meaty back air.
My goodness, he did so well indeed against what was it, Cirque here with that back air. However, it implies that GACKT will go for middle ground recovery or high recovery. And I think that maybe a low one will be safe for him. We'll see, because we are already going into small battlefield this time.
Small battlefield, which is what Ness's Playground's all about when it comes to those okay. That's the real quick. Let me remind you about this match.
Yeah, I have this.
Gotta go for the batter up real quick. But those platforms is where GACKT loves to shine in, and it's those the PK Fires that he could also use to be reversed just to try to microspace, but the stall real quick with the side magnet. It's not even about the cross of, obviously, it doesn't matter against the Shotos because they have that auto turnaround, but it's about lingering right on top of the Shotos that really does matter.
Yes, and you can see already here a lot of aggressiveness on the side of Cirque that got punished because, again, of those small and quick tools GACKT has. We've seen how that naturally was perfect in the case of over-aggressiveness from the side of his opponent. And here another good combo was found, finishing it with a down smash and taking the first kill.
Oh,
so quickly,
right?
I'm going to do the same.
You gotta get that Shoryu up in the air and take him far, far away. Here comes these up airs though, almost getting the drag down for that last one though, but you saw ASIMO immediately answer back.
Yeah, and again, moving around, they're all respecting each other now. You can see already, yeah, you had fun already. However, that side be reversed here. He's going to get punished. A quick skirmish from the side of ASIMO is going to even the odds again. Look at the percents. But, well, this is an even game.
That's the landing. Oh, he was able to get it! That was insane! going to be able to still recover. What are we going to do?
Wow.
He just let him get back with that second PK Thunder, but it's the fact that he was still able to recognize, I can still make my way back. I can ricochet off the side of the stage and come right back again with another recovery attempt. Down tilt though into the true Shoryu.
Again, another side B that got punished. We talked about this, but indeed, if you're overconfident or over-reliant on it in neutral, you're going to be punished. And look at the execution on the side of ASIMO, already getting ahead in that game. We've seen him catch Ness a few times already, and it's not over yet. The Shokunat here is going to let him breathe a bit more, get back on the terrain. Back throw is not going to kill, but again, the situation is going to be edge guard from the side of GACKT. He's going to let him get out of there. However, already 70% of his last stock.
These last few interactions with ASIMO have been really nice. Not only trying to negate the PK Thunder from even pressuring him off stage, but ignoring the side magnet, doing the Hadouken close enough to actually allow it to land before the side magnet comes out. But with that back throw, especially about the ledge, it's going to be done and did it. And 105% for this last stock. I mean, you're gone. You got to get out of here. No rage inside of ASIMO. But at 125, you know those conversions are coming.
Yes, we've seen them up to now, and he's there already at 137%. Next connection is going to just kill that void, because I don't see him getting back into there. Bye-bye.
Gotta get that roundhouse kick real quick there. It's a really good way of also trying to check you if you're trying to jump around and use space.
First time he's using that tool, I think.
Yeah, I don't think we saw it very often, at least in his previous set.
Yes, you were talking about those back airs on recovery, and I think, yes, indeed, he's going to fish for them. He actually went for them a few times, but didn't pull the trigger. However, every time GACKT was going down and didn't... Well, this was a situation where if he were to cover them with a back air, he wouldn't be able to get back on the terrain. So, again, GACKT knows the situation where he can actually get back on the terrain safely. However, he's been conditioned into being there, so maybe there's a trick up the sleeve of, well, ASIMO he can use into this situation.
I'd be scared to be off stage at all just versus ASIMO. It's going to be, it's very intimidating the way that he plays, because he could play at a disadvantage also so incredibly well. Something also to note, like you mentioned his back air, like we were talking about earlier on in the set. Even if he were to try to overextend with some of these back airs, if he goes off stage in that case, there's that fair that he also still needs to worry about from GACKT. That Detroit is just so huge. Love to stall real quick so that way he can also close in the gap to get that grab right there, to get a nice clean opening already with the 33% that he's built up.
Yes, and you can say that, oh, never mind. I was going to say GACKT wasn't going to use those side Bs, was going to use them less than before, but that's not the case, and he's also getting punished for this. So, yeah, he's still going to keep using those specials, and up to now, ASIMO had been able to punish them. Even if for now the persons are not talking, every time he's missing one of those PK fires, he will be there to catch them. And you can see already the Shokunat doing a lot of damage, 15% per projectile, and, well, evening the odds again.
What's interesting is, is whenever you see GACKT already use up that first jump, takes no chances, goes for a high recovery to angle that PK Thunder towards that ledge.
Again, even you see how even over all this aggressiveness from both sides, they kind of try to reset the situation every 30 seconds or so, because they know that next time they go for those offensive options, the other one, if it whiffs, can punish them accordingly.
They're living at 136, just as the rising Hadouken real quick, the down tilt into the true Shoryu.
Again, doing the work here. Those execution are perfect ones. Like whenever he's connecting them, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Oh, answering right back with the yo-yo and the up smash here. GACKT gonna even things up just as quick. We see some of those conversions sometimes from ASIMO, whether it be the down tilt, we've seen the chicken wing up tilt as well. Here comes those fair strings, but getting shut down immediately with the fair, the kick to the face.
And when you think about it, again, there's so many hits there and there. I would expect the game to be a bit more quick.
He knew all that. He wanted to short you. He wanted to short you so bad in the middle of the air right there.
Yeah, but he did manage to hold.
Oh, I thought that was an up air right there too. He did go for the nair.
He did manage to find this connection before, so I was expecting it again. Maybe not expecting to connect this time.
He did get the drag down though, at least into the grab. Ryu, those muscles definitely putting in some of that extra weight. The get-up attack, great option though right there, but he did also time it where he got the ledge before the yo-yo had the active hitbox below it.
Yes, and maybe that's where, okay, again, a pretty offensive option here, and a good parry on the side of ASIMO is going to open the way to, well, punish these kind of options, because they're supposed to be safe. Obviously, he was trying to cross up, but there's that auto turn from the side of again, and here, again, finding good kill.
He also read that roll in. It's just he unleashed the button just a little too quick. Unfortunate right there. Better news here for GACKT to try to actually rack up all this extra damage here.
How are we going to hold for the whole set with that setup and that pace? Again, the odds. Look at the percentile, just going back and forth and always in the same range from each other.
Absolutely, and also never wanting to stale at that Shuryu, you have that down tilt into the Tatsu instead to rack up some of that extra damage. You see, wow, you see the way that GACKT is also now trying to dance around these platforms, but he got caught with one single hit of the chicken wing into the true Shoryu, but he was a little still too far off enough for him to not get hit with
and
the
I think
second
he knew it. He was just too greedy. He wanted to end that game quickly because he knew that every option can actually get killed on his side now. Just like this one here, panic option getting out of that ledge quickly, being covered again by that huge back air from GACKT, finding a kill and betting. I mean, the set is 1-1 now. Are we going to hold?
Yeah. Gonna see that small battlefield twice. Are we gonna see a third time? I'm wondering.
Till Hateful Blood. I mean, yeah, sure. Again, these kind of setups here with the platform and all is quite useful for Ness because we've seen how he's used to using them for those side beats before landing on them. So he just wants that little zone of peace, let's say, where he kind of can chill and know that he can't get punished because there's not that much range on the side of Ryu to get there compared to Sephiroth, for example, we had yesterday in those situations who was there to just punish him. So yeah, again, this is a situation is kind of good and I see why he would keep those platforms here and there.
It's really helped him out, too, as well as trying to keep up the extra pressure when it comes to chasing him and sharking him down from underneath them. Also trying to go for the overextension sometimes with those air Shoryus if he gets that single hit that he needs to get the follow-up. But let's go. Going in it again.
SBF again? SBF again.
All right. Yep. I mean, you were talking about it. It's true. This stage really does help out for both these players after they were able to even up the set currently.
Oh, good catch here by the side of GACKT. Already doing a lot of damage. Excuse me, leave him a bit more.
Oh man, he still was going to try to chase him with that PK Thunder, which something else to know, even though you're seeing ASIMO just not only getting dragged down and he hasn't been able to touch the ground, somebody help him, walking the dog, he's not going to get hit by the yo-yo. He went for a low recovery and he does finally get back to the stage, but that single hit in the stall of the side magnet into the back air. What a clean stock for GACKT.
He just left him get back on the terrain to kill him quicker afterwards, because this was again a clean like stock as you said, and you can see already damage again on the second stack going up. GACKT is just on fire now.
Getting ready for that tech. That yo-yo not actually hanging out below the ledge, like he was trying to space out maybe. Also maybe trying to call out a get-up attack because he's done that before. The Tatsu also going to delete that PK Thunder.
Yeah, and good thing he managed to hit the first part of the PK Thunder, because if he was going to hit the tail, he wouldn't have connected and he would be in a dire situation. However, he's already in one, because look at the percent, and we talked about the way that those PK Fire could get punished, but is it literally the same situation? With those Shakunas from the side of Ryu, whenever he's using them with a bad spacing and all, GACKT is there to punish him.
Rising Tatsu, though, going to not only cover the platform, but it's also going to hit GACKT away. Look at the way that GACKT is playing, though. Every single time he tries to slow things down, it's like you were saying before. Going towards the ledge, use that PK Thunder, but you got the down tilt. He was maybe just a little too far for him to get the conversion, but he still pulled the trigger on the Shoryu, not even out of the down tilt. Just afterwards, maybe getting a little overzealous and just trying to get that stock desperately.
Exactly, and you see, we talked about it, a Ryu at 150% is a Ryu at full rage. So I know why he went for those options there. But were they the really best ones in those situations? You can see he's on his last stock at 50% already, and GACKT is just dancing around with that PK Thunder.
He's getting away with so much just with that move alone. He's going to go for another high recovery. The side magnet, you see ASIMO sit down. Got to shut it down real quick. No more of this stall with the side magnet.
Respect me a bit there.
Yep.
He was too far to get knocked back by that tilting magnet, and well, he was just landing near him, so obviously he was going to punish it. But look at the damage already done. He's at 100% on his last stock, and we know that there's that back throw incoming from the side of Ness. Is those percent start to go quite red, and 120% he can get hit from this space actually.
Try to go for the follow-up on the back air, the Tatsu right now. Just waiting, he wants the opportunity with the back air though, but GACKT is not giving him that opportunity.
Back airs, we talked about them. Finally finding one, but back airs, we talked about it.
I got one of these, I got one of these! We know that ASIMO wanted to go for it in that first attempt when he just emptied hop with his back turned towards GACKT. Didn't pull the trigger just yet. He did have the opportunity that second time around, but you come down from the Heaven platform, you got nothing to lose. You have a fresh stock, even though it may be your last one here, you're feeling pretty confident.
And that was a problem indeed. Well, for now, again, a pretty explosive game we just had. And what is interesting is that both players were quite confident in themselves, maybe over too zealous sometimes, as we've seen.
Yeah, pretty
ASIMO
aggressive
here.
with ASIMO going for those true shoryus that wasn't out of the down tilt that we usually see him go for. He did use the down tilt, and he hit him 3 times with it, but GACKT was a little bit too far for that true shoryu to even connect.
Yes, and that's a problem, because again, that spacing problem issue he had a few times already is maybe the difference between the two. The tools from GACKT are actually a bit more like forgiving in those situations compared to ASIMO, and every time he's going for those kill options from the side of ASIMO, he's going to get punished afterwards because he's in a vulnerable state, which is not the case from the side of Ness.
Oh, we got a change up.
Yes, finally.
I love the music up the stage. I've said it so many times. But it kind of adds to the theme right here with GACKT sitting at match point right now, 2-1 versus ASIMO. This is losers round 2, so this is ASIMO trying to find his way. Oh,
I was scared for a second,
yeah,
sorry.
it almost looked like it ate it. The stage it looked like it ate it right there. Gotta get that parry in, closing the gap.
Again, going for those backers because they are safe if he spaced them well. However, talking about spacing, that side B was kind of exotic from the side of GACKT, and he got punished accordingly. But again, the game is even up to the last %.
Gonna avoid getting hit by that yo-yo. The PK fire that you keep mentioning that GACKT is getting punished for a lot. Something that GACKT is using more than the other is backer than fair. And nice tech off to the side right there. He got set up low at a bit of a cheeky angle, but he hasn't needed to use fair as often. Neither is ASIMO jumping in, but it's because we haven't seen as much as that focus that we were expecting. And in this matchup, I'm not surprised, but that could be a conditioning tool that ASIMO can actually use now that he is on this potential last game.
That's true. I mean, overall, when you think about the options from GACKT, they're actually quite
There's
quick,
so many that
maybe
he can actually answer.
Yeah, he can actually drown Ryu, and that's the focus. So
but we are seeing more of these single hit backers, is what I'm thinking.
That is true indeed. Again, the Sun's ramping on both sides, and those side Bs on the platform, and those Shoryukens on the platform, everything is whiffing, and everyone is just there to punish the other one at each every time.
Get up attack, avoiding getting hit, no neutral attack. You see that charged up yo-yo in front of your face.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he held out to, that was the result of hanging too long by the ledge. I had such a late percent. Almost fell off my chair right there. But yeah, hanging on the ledge way too late at that percent, but he answered back immediately afterwards, evening things out.
Yeah, and I wasn't expecting that, honestly, because again, the game even not so quickly afterwards. You thought that GACKT was going to maybe find something going on after that huge spike he managed to find on that Shoryuken. But in the end, after 90% look at the stage control, this is time for ASIMO to express himself a bit. And again, a big fire, seriously.
And with the up airs too, you see it just hanging out underneath the platform. He's kept GACKT by the side. Love the respect on the space there. The down tilt into the top two.
But a good DI will enable him to leave a bit more. But again, an edge guard phase from the side of ASIMO. Getting caught by the fair here, however, and resetting the situation. Never mind. Going back again to the aggressiveness and getting punished again for that spacing.
And it's also ASIMO noticing when GACKT wants to use these stall side magnets to try to go for these back airs, because that's what GACKT has been doing a lot. So that's why you saw ASIMO just run up shield, wait for the actual execution with the side magnet, and then get a nice clean punish.
Yes, and for the first time, I think, for the game, he's in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I'm trying to look to even up this match currently with GACKT holding the lead. The auto turnaround, remember, can't get that cross up against Shotos here. Won't be able to be cheeky, even if you want to be able to try to do it with a stall.
However, again, look at the damage he did manage to find in there with those Shakuna, because you thought that, again, we've seen those Magnet a few times already during the set, and you think that maybe he's going to use them a bit more. Good shin poke here, however, with the smash finally stopping the bleeding, but look again at the percent he did find with those projectiles up to now, and 86% is kill percent for Ness. If you go for these kind of setups and the DI is not there.
Could be a little tricky sometimes here. You see GACKT just trying to roll away from the down tilt situation and gets hit by a nice falling back here right there. It goes really low too, lower than it looks honestly, so it was a nice scoop up to call out that jump.
My goodness, and you see the crowd already cheering for him. ASIMO going live. I don't know who they are going to cheer. I think it's going to be even there. 50-50 for GACKT and ASIMO.
So what you were saying before, you know, now is the time where the crowd could actually choose the favorites that are left here in this tournament.
They're going to be. Yes, they're going to do shootouts for ASIMO. Please do some noise for ASIMO.
All right.
And now, obviously, I wanted to know if they were going to do something. Maybe they're going to make the same call now for GACKT. We shall see again. ASIMO fighting the third game here was primordial because he's going to be in a situation where if there's going to be 2-2, he can actually pick the last stage in the last game, which is something we haven't been in a situation before. Again, with those BO3 we had yesterday. So now going into a first to 3 is something interesting because there's going to be this adaptation. If they keep on going for this over-aggressiveness, then everything is going to be moving around who's the most perfect on his execution and that stage selection, in my opinion.
And it would be actually our second time seeing a Game 5 situation, because the only first time that we saw it so far today was against Cirque and ASIMO. So ASIMO loves, I was like, he really loves living on the edge real quick when it comes to dealing with these high intense matches, quite literally taking it down to the wire.
Let's go back to it. Maybe a can will happen if something's going sour now. We're going into a very small stage. Actually, I'm surprised by the stage selection from GACKT going into Smash Hill.
Okay.
Are you seriously do you really want to be that close to Rio?
I think that middle platform is going to be something that GACKT is going to try to take advantage of a lot, but that's also something else that ASIMO could use with his back airs. We're going to have to see how both these players try to use that middle platform, but I do feel like it could benefit both these players.
Yes, from out of dancing around each other for now, but again, those PK fire from the side of GACKT that can punish it. Again, a small punish, but a punish nonetheless.
See him just patiently waiting. Even if it wasn't a fair, it could be that side magnet. Not going to give him that grab opportunity to the full way. Get the down tilt into the Tatsu once again, adding up some of that extra damage.
Why would you go for that PK fire on the platform? This is kind of an automatism mechanic he had, and it's punishing him now. Like a lot of whiffs on both sides. They're just trying to hit something.
It's all controlling that space. It's also a lot of the respect here too, because you never know if ASIMO wants to actually pull the focus attack too close in the gap. But obviously, like we mentioned, these areas from Ness won't make that easy, but it's that trick up his sleeve in case we do see some more of these single raw hits from the back air from Ness.
And this is why I think the focus from the side of ASIMO is not going to make it, because look at the way those attacks are going out from the side of GACKT. He's there like spamming them one after the other, and he's going to break that focus quickly. Another one, another one, another one. Let's go, multi-hits this time.
Especially when you got that fair, you're controlling so much space. What is ASIMO going to do in a situation like that to try to close in the gap? Gets right inside of that yo-yo.
He's kind of getting nervous, I think, going for that recovery from the first timer. And here again, his jump got caught by that yo-yo. The yo-yo just sent him out of the terrain the first time and caught that jump. This is going sour for the shorter player here. He needs to chill down a bit, because ASIMO is getting losing the timing of that game. The rhythm of the game.
Yeah, now, and you saw that he had him trapped in the down tilt, but the double side magnet hit into actually getting more of that damage done, 49%. You get the Tatsu going in. Oh, he almost got caught on the tech roll back. PK Thunder now coming in from GACKT. He is living a 141 and getting so much extra credit for it.
Yeah, and now I see what we're talking about. GACKT is covering so much space with those hits in the air, and he's just trying to hit another aggressive ASIMO if he were to attack. Otherwise, he's just whiffing, obviously, but hits safe position, so he's winning in the end. When you think about it.
Great. That was fantastic, because in that last game, we also the down into the stage. I didn't even get the chance to finish the sentence, but we know that ASIMO was doing a lot of get-up attacks to negate the yo-yo. This time around, why not wait to just do the up smash out of shield?
Perfect. Again, as you said, he kind of conditioned him into that situation, but well, ASIMO is getting fed up by the situation, and you can see how he's just trying to hit that boy a bit more, and well, GACKT is not letting him.
See here, on his tournament livestock right now, ASIMO only having this one opportunity. He needs to get through 2 more of GACKT stocks to keep himself in this tournament. Doesn't get the back here, doesn't get the confirm it to the Shoryu.
Is he going to find something to get back in that game? Maybe a good Shoryuken killing already at 100%? Wow, he just resisted all the odds.
That move kills so early. That true Shoryus could be absolutely scary, and he did it out of the confirm of the down tilt. So he didn't get that initial hit right there, but he is just trying to rack up as much damage as he wants. Down tilt, more damage here. Doesn't even go for the Tatsu this time around here too.
And you can see how GACKT is covering. Oh my goodness, why? What? What was that? Is he going to get reversed because of it? Sakurai, why did you do that?
Trying to be slippery right there too. Waits patiently by the ledge before jumping with those fares.
again hitting everything around him just to connect maybe once against ASIMO, but you can see ASIMO going for those roll-ins and avoiding those hitboxes little by little. And when you look at the percent,
wow, that was amazing.
Beautiful.
Actually hitting him right underneath the stage on purpose so that way that yo-yo would not hit him, especially at this percent. That's it. That could be his stop right there. 130, missing out on the fair, recovering from right below the ledge, avoids a yo-yo, uses the focus just to reposition real quick.
Yes, that may be something he needs to use a bit more for the recruit positioning, as you said. Same way the Sync Magnet is used by the side of GACKT. And look at the percent already. Is he going to die with that down tilt? No. Going for an upper here. He could kill, actually.
ASIMO's weak condition is on the table right now. Right here, right now.
He's put out again. He doesn't want to connect anything. And you see all those hitboxes again from side of GACKT. The PK Thunder annoying him. Going maybe for an upper air. Yes, but not connecting again.
Back air.
Back air to back air to back air to dash attack. That was the one he was. No, good DI by the side of GACKT here, going for an upward DI to not get hit by that Tatsuyaki.
But that was the back air.
Down smash, maybe not finding the 2 frame, but look at the percent. Yeah! Finally! That but not killing! Not killing! What do you mean he didn't kill? What? Down smash again, not killing. But the Gujan's got face nothing later on. He prefers to stay out of that terrain. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you pull out a Rafflo here? Why would you do the same thing?
The pop-up from GACKT. The pop-up from GACKT. And the respect as ASIMO burying his face in his hands.
Why every player against him, against the why every player against the Japanese player want to go on?
Not even just that, against a Ness who is already initiating the PK Thunder to recover.
Why would you go for that?
And what's upsetting here is we saw the down tilt into Tatsu. It almost killed. Tatsu into Shoryu was another option right there, and I think that's why he's beating himself up for it, because he knew that it was so close.
Yeah. Man, he had the opportunity to kill him twice before. Sakurai just said no. Your side being going to kill him. However, you're going to feel the urge to go for that edge guard against that Ness who just started his recovery with that PK Thunder. Maybe he thought that he could have like the timing to go there and find a spike, but
he already initiated the PK.
Yes,
like
they
at that point,
started.
Especially at that angle too, and he was at such a high percent. So even if you were to get hit by that PK Thunder,
I think even focus. We think about it. That can pack. How to say? You can just take a hit and
from that one from the single hit of the PK Thunder. But once it's already initiated, the multi-hit.
I think there's actually a threshold with the percents. So if you're taking a way stronger hit than usual, it actually breaks the focus. And I think with the power kill of that PK Thunder, there's a way he could have even died if that was the option he was going for. But even then, why would you go for that?
He wanted to risk it all for the biscuit, and it cost him. But the crowd is still giving him the love that he deserves because he still performed to the best of his potential in this bracket.
Yes, we're going to have an interview of ASIMO here. I didn't hear the question, which is awkward.
こちらこそ、招待していただいて皆さん来ていただいてね、配信見てる人もいると思うんですけど、どうも皆さん応援ありがとうございました。これからも頑張ります。
Thank you, the crowd.
Yeah, indeed.
Donc il remercie tout le monde de l'avoir encouragé,
d'être venu, thanks everyone who greeted him and welcomed him and supported him and looked at him play and the way we are cheering for him is just like awesome for him.
Encore pour ASIMO.
And you can see that actually he's in a good mood. This is the second Japanese player we lose to the French mentioned, if I'm correct. The first one being Ken, who left us yesterday.
Yeah. It's crazy to see how many still are in this bracket. How many Japanese players are still here on a terror.
However, there are still 2 American players in winners, and that's something too.